Hello, I'm John Munter, and we're in northern Minnesota talking about the Gospel of Thomas again. I'm reading from Nag Hammadi Library by James Robinson and my own book, The Integral Gospel of Thomas Made Easy, and just published. And I want to begin with just another quick recap here. It's good to get the whole integration of Thomas in. We began with nursing at the breast of the Holy Spirit, the sense of divine love that begins to burn like a fire, number 10. And that light, that fire is actually the light that comes to us in number 11. And we understand the freedom of the light from that. Number 13, we understand the ecstasy of being the freedom in the light. Going on to number 18, we realize that it's really part and parcel of us. It's a very familiar presence with us. It grows like a mental thought into a great tree, for example, in 20. And it requires some sense of renunciation in 21, protecting our sense of the inner light. We begin talking about interpersonal relationships here in number 25. Love your brother like your soul. And this light then shines into our brother. And in terms of renunciation, Jesus says everyone's intoxicated with the material world and empty. And it's the light shining that gives us fullness in our life, our inner life. And this becomes the number 29. It begins a sense of cosmic consciousness with the spirit that's the great wealth, that's the spirit of the world. And Jesus talks about split the wood, and I am there under a rock, I am there in 30. So the question is, well, how can this possibly be then? And how come no one really gets it? If there is this cosmic consciousness that's possible for us to obtain, and it's so readily available. And we come to number 31 then. Jesus said, no prophet is accepted in his own village. No physician heals those who know him. Well, here we understand that people are looking at the material, and that's why. And not the spiritual, not the inner. Then what hope is there is a normal question from this. And this is answered in number 33 by a city being built on a high mountain and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden. Kind of like my roof back here. My $18,000 roof we just put on the house. I suppose some of you are disappointed I don't live in a yurt or live in a teepee or something, but it's kind of cold up here in northern Minnesota. And my wife wouldn't really appreciate that too much. So this roof has no nails going in the top of it, so it'll probably last forever. It's top of the line, and we're not always conscious of it, right? Just like our higher selves, but it's always there. It's always protecting us. It's always a presence. So then, if this is a built in a high mountain and fortified, cannot fall, cannot be hidden, what are we supposed to do then? And Jesus answers that in number 33. Preach from your housetops that which you will hear in your ear. For no one lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel, nor does he put it in a hidden place. Rather, he sets it on a lampstand, so that everyone who enters and leaves will see its light. So here we come again to that theme of letting your light shine. And it's talking about what you hear in your inner ear, then speak outwardly, then to the world, and letting your light shine. And the question obviously can be said, well, what does that really mean? And I mean, who am I to preach? Well, leave that to the priests. Leave that to the religious authorities to do that. And here we come into where Jesus begins talking, or Thomas begins talking in the social context. We leave the personal context and we kind of enter a whole number of sayings into the social context. Number 34 says, Jesus said, "If a blind man leads a blind man, they will both fall into a pit." And I take that as religious leaders leading other people blindly. And one can respond very quickly and say, well, isn't religion good? Aren't there good parts of it? Aren't there good ethics? Aren't there good service projects? Kind of back in the earlier part of the gospel, we were dealing with this issue as well. And the Gospel of Thomas responds to that. It's not possible, number 35, Jesus said, "It's not possible for anyone to enter the house of a strong man and to take it by force unless he binds his hands, then he will be able to ransack his house." I don't think very many commentators get this at all, what that really refers to. It refers to busy work. If you're talking about religious authorities, number 34, then the logical consequence is, what do they have people do? They have people do busy work. And this results in a loss of the sense of the spirit. And then the house, a person's house, is able to be ransacked. Or his sense of peace, his sense of joy and love. And from this, we could very well ask, well, do you mean we're supposed to just go outside of society, outside of its mores and traditions and protocol and form? And we'll have to come to that next time. But thanks for tuning in, and this is John Monteiro. My website is www.themirrorbridalchamber.com, and my book is The Integral Gospel of Thomas Made Easy. Thank you.